All right, hello and welcome to News Updates. I'm Moses Humphrey. The Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec, yesterday closed its case after calling a witness in Atiku'S petition contesting the election of President Bola Tinubu on 25 February. Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is urging the Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja to set aside Mr. Tinubu's victory on account of gross non-compliance with Nigeria's electoral laws in the conduct of the presidential poll. Inec on the 1st of March declared Mr. Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress, APC, the winner of the presidential election. At the resumed proceedings yesterday, Inec's lawyer Abubakar Mahmood called the first witness, Lawrence Bayode, an assistant director in charge of Inec's ICT department. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Q Qing-jun, has promised that his country will give the needed support to the President Bola Tinubu's led federal government to ensure the development of the country. Speaking during a meeting with the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, Qing-jun gave the assurance that his country would help Nigeria with tested development strategies that would better the lots of Nigerians. According to a statement by the Director of Information, OSGF, Willie Bassi, Qing-jun presented 3 documents containing developmental strategies that the country could adopt. On his part, Akume assured the Chinese government of the federal government's commitment to sustain bilateral relations to boost development. He said Nigeria had been enjoying strong bilateral relations with China in areas of infrastructure, trade, and agriculture, among others, calling on the Chinese government to invest more in the country to enable the present administration to accomplish its agenda. He appreciated the Chinese government for granting young Nigerians scholarship to study in their country. He also used the opportunity to appeal for more scholarships to enable more Nigerians study in China. Governor Diko Rada has directed all ministries, departments, and agencies of Katsina State Government to forthwith adopt the Treasury single account for all their transactions. The governor gave the order in a circular dated July 3, 2023, entitled Treasury Single Account Direction Notice 2023, which he personally signed. He further directed the State Accountants General to prescribe the framework within which ministries, departments, and agencies shall conduct their bank cash transactions under the TSA. A statement by the governor's chief press secretary, Ibrahim Mohammed, said the directive was an exercise of the power conferred on the governor by the Nigerian Constitution. The National President of Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, NULGE, Ambali Olatunji, has demanded an upward review of workers' salaries by 300% to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal. Mr. Olatunji also canvassed that a single institution be made to fix the salaries of workers and those of political office holders to ensure parity, since everybody patronizes the same market in the country. The Labour leader, who spoke in Ado-Ekiti, the Ekiti state capital, during the inauguration of Nulge Hotels and Suites, also called for the immediate implementation of the Orosanya report to reduce the cost of governance, which he lamented was too high. The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has appointed 4 new permanent secretaries for the state civil service. Before their appointment yesterday, the new appointees were directors in the Lagos State Civil Service. A press statement by the Lagos State Head of Service, Mr. Hakeem Muriokunwola, yesterday listed the appointees as Mr. Lawal Idowu, Mr. Bajumo Farouk, Mrs. Atekoja Ganiya, and Mrs. Kilanko Olakberi. Mr. Muriokola added that the portfolios of the new permanent secretaries would be announced in due course. Also, Governor Sanwo-Olu has reappointed Mr. Gboyega Akosile as his chief press secretary. The appointment was announced in a statement issued late yesterday by the head of service, Muriokola. In business, the equities market on the Nigerian Exchange Limited, NGX, opened the week positively on Monday as investors signed over 534 billion naira. Consequently, year-to-date return increased to 20.9% from 19.0% on Friday, while market capitalization improved by 534.0 billion naira to close at 33.7 trillion naira. Activity level was mixed as volume of transactions rose 20.8% to 1.2 billion units and value traded dipped 12.0% to 14.1 billion naira. On sectorial analysis, performance across sectors within the purview was positive as all 6 indices gained. Leading the pack, the banking and insurance indices advanced 6.8% and 1.8% respectively, following price appreciation. On outlook, analysts at Afrinvest Research stated that investor sentiment, as measured by market breadth, improved to 1.29 times from 0.78 times in the prior season. In the prior session, 67 stocks advanced. 14 declined while 41 closed flat. We anticipate sustained buying activity in today's trading session, buoyed by improved investor sentiment. And in foreign news, a gunman opened fire on the streets of Philadelphia late last night, killing 4 men and wounding 2 boys in the latest outbreak of gun violence in the United States. The victims were apparently random, with no connection immediately known between them and the shooter. Police Commissioner Daniel Outlaw said at a news conference that the shootings took place over several city blocks in the southwestern neighborhood of King Sing. Responding officers chased the suspect as he continued to fire, and he was arrested in an alley after surrendering. The suspected shooter was identified as a 40-year-old man. One other person was in custody, but no other details were immediately available. Ms. Outlaw described the scene as covering an area of 2 by 4 blocks and said dozens of shell casings were found. The dead men ranged in ages from 20 to 59. The 2 hospitalized victims are boys aged 2 and 13. They are in stable condition. Well, there didn't appear to be a connection between the shooter and the victims. The shooting occurred a day after gunfire erupted at a holiday weekend block party in Baltimore, about 100 miles in the southwest, killing 2 persons and wounding 28 others. Well, the wounded in that shooting ranged in ages from 13 to 32, with more than half of them minors. Well, that's the news update on VOP TV. We would like you to subscribe and engage with us on YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV, and on other social media channels at VOP TV Live. I'm Moses Humphrey.